Hi guys, Barry Trumley here, and finally, after a long time, I'm finally back again with another video. Oh, and well, a lot has happened over the last a few months. Well, I have gotten sick. My room got in a new arrangement, and I had myself a phone now. I did a collab with a good friend of mine and fellow YouTuber and another friend of mine on Bluebean. That video got deleted because it was telling us against Vale Resorts there, which Bluebean's father works at. Some normal stuff there. I even appeared in another cameo in another film by the Panther News. But anyway, with summer vacation here, I might as well do it there. And after I got hit with something known as massive laziness there and improductivity, I was kind of stuck there. But today is the day I come back there and make myself another YouTube video after one long time. And it's fitting. And my hair is also starting to become like Paul McCartney's, the normal stuff. Anyway, it's fitting there that I'm talking about the willpower there of me making a video. Because the video we're talking about today is Kyle Rayner versus Semon the Digger. Not Simon, and it's Semon. I really need... anime names are just confusing to pronounce, okay? And if you're wondering about the other three matchups there that Death Battle did, of Ghost Rider versus Spawn, on Mahito versus Shigaraki, and Doom Guy versus Master Chief, Avery, of 2025, I'm gonna sum those up real quick. Ghost Rider vs. Spawn, one of my favorite death battles of all time. Defeating Bowser vs. Eggman as my favorite, and having some of the best track and thumbnail art and PNGs and arts there that could be used for profile pictures I ever have seen. Mahito vs. Shigaraki, it certainly was Mahito vs. Shigaraki. And Master Chief vs. Doom Guy, I like the idea. The execution was bad there, and the death was just us too fast. Anyway, on to this one. Now let's talk about how Semon the Digger and this is Kyle Rayner. So, without any further ado, let's just get right into it. First up with the analysis. Both of them were very good. But Semon's was very good and interesting, and I was pretty darn hooked in it there. I even felt like I might wanted to watch some Gurren Lagann. And that's saying something. That's a lot coming from me, because I am not an anime kind of guy there in any stretch of the word. I mean, the only anime I watched was Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. And I guess a little bit of Dragon Ball Z, but I only watched like one season of it there before I fell off. And same thing goes for Kyle, but I kind of can't not see his whole entire series because it's a comic series, and there's a lot of issues in those, meaning that I have to give comic producers a lot of money to do it there, which I don't really have, despite me also getting a bank account over my long hiatus. It is resting in the YouTube graveyard. So that's something. Anyway, both analyses were very good and interesting there, and there's also some Easter eggs there that you might miss. Like if you look closely there, you'll see that the Board of Wisdom is back, which originally came from Season 2 and was last seen also on Season 2. So seeing it back here is a lot. And we also get to see Infinite as he gets hit by a flomp. Man, when Death Battle realizes their own jokes are funnier, it hits hard. there's not that much other Easter eggs for in Kyle's analysis, so let's just get into the fight. But not before I tell you there that Deathbound now has their very own website. Yeah, that's right. After their Rooster Teeth went ahead and kicked the bucket before coming back and picking the bucket back up again, and to do it, but or apparently it's get confusing. Their final Deathbound gets their own website, like home of videos there that were deleted by YouTube and or censored. So that's something I might have to give it a try sometime. Anyway, with enough talking around there, let's just get right into the fight. Right, here we go. The battle starts off there with a mountain getting cut in half by Semon's sunglasses boomerang. There, as he's just trying to show that he's still got it. Before Kyle Rayner comes in there and grabs Semon's glasses there, tells him that he should hand over the alien weapon, and which, if it sounds familiar, is kind of a reference to Ben and versus Hal. Where are they just one character are wielding a powerful object. They'll just mind their own business when a Green Lantern comes in there and asks them to give him that said object. Which, yeah, is kind of a good touch. And there's even also a Ben versus Hal reference there inside Kyle's own analysis there, when they're talking about Hal Jordan in the beginning, where you love him, yeah, or you know him, you love him. Some of you may hate him with him stepping on Ben. Heck, we even get to see a boot constellation inside her later end of the fight. But again, I'll get to that a little bit later. Semon still wants to keep his mech there, and then goes to punch Kyle, which he then blocks by creating Balrog from Street Fighter. After a little scuffle there, Kyle then makes a couple more things there with them changing color, like him making the vacuum cleaner from Luigi's Mansion to suck up all the drill missiles, before turning that said vacuum cleaner into a yellow dragon. Get him to constrict Semon, and then making himself two red horns to attack Semon after he headbutted him. So there's a lot. I also do really like Kyle making a golf man there. He's just there. They took that PNG of him there, like game sprites, and they just painted it green and then put it in there. Honestly, that's kind of funny, not gonna lie. Anyway, the golf swing takes off Gurren Lagann's head, leaving it just as Gurren, as it just goes into the ground, and then starts digging, as they then go up into space. How did they go to space so quickly? Don't question it. Both of them are very, very confusing. I also there's also one single nitpick I have with this fight there, and it's Gurren Lagann's mouth. Sometimes Semon's lip syncing is pretty good, but Gurren Lagann there gets a little confusing. I mean, sometimes it doesn't move there, which makes you feel like Semon is just speaking through a speaker there through it. Other times, Gurren Lagann's mouth moves like it was talking. To be honest, it gets very confusing sometimes, but thankfully that problem doesn't last forever there. And now, let's get back to it. Here, Kyle makes a barrier with Semon, and then says his drill will pierce through the heavens and breaking through the shield as it gets back on Lagann's body and going into a bigger state there, where it breaks reality. And then we see a whole bunch of other constellations. And yes, I checked, and there's no sign of Chuck vs. Segata or Macho Man vs. Kulai Man and inside that constellations. Well, as far as I can see, at least. Anyway, Kyle then counters by then creating a white Superman and giving him a blue shield and a green sword. Or kind of like Wonder Woman's sword and shield. Where they both fight on top of a flippin' universe. You don't get more metal than that. Here, with them both also going into a little bit of some speeches, is there about what they are there as they all go fight around there, out there, and they're bouncing off of galaxies, possibly universes. I'm not fully sure, but to be honest, here it looks pretty darn neat. Yeah, with Semon even and also saying break the unbreakable, well, like breaks the shield, which is a nice touch. But anyway, after the shield is broken, then Semon fires his probability disrupting drill missiles. Those at Kyle, which Kyle then catches in a shield, only for him to feel the pain of them hitting him. Or then he then constricted there and thrown into a giant mountaintop up in space. I see some characters there, mainly like a decapitated head of the final boss from Doom Eternal. But apart from that, I just see a whole bunch of other robots and demons there. Here, it looks like Master Chief versus Doom Guy's leftovers of demons and robots. Anyway, after that, we then get ourselves a whole breaking of the universe. As Kyle then gets himself uses the life equation. And oh yeah, he also becomes a White Lantern there after Semon goes super big there and breaks through the universe. Just thought I'll mention that. Anyway, Semon comes flying at him there as Kyle then creates a whole bunch of lantern symbols around him there before firing a laser beam there while doing a little monologue. Which is then which after he's finished we're getting to see a comeda or something. I watched about like not even an hour ago, and I can't even remember his name. That's something. Anyway, we then get to see he's Semon's mentor, telling him to believe in the Semon in you, pointing up to the sky. Right, and that gives him enough power there to break through the life equation, and goes into his super uncalculably big mech form with his super uncalculably big drill, which Kyle then encounters by making a drill of his own. With them both colliding, and it was so powerful that the whole universe broke. We even get to see a little bit of the infinity symbol as it then breaks, with what looks like the crack in a spiral-like motion. Death battle? You put in a lot of time and effort in this thing. I'll just say that. So they both go crash down near a random patch of rock. With Semon now out of Gurren Lagann and forced to fight Kyle hand to hand. And with Kyle saying the Green Lanterns over there as they do a little bit of a quick little brawl. Which then ends with both of them making a drill surrounding their hands, with them punching it out there, with both drills breaking, and Semon's charm there, they're making the drill, punching Kyle's ring, and destroying it. And there's also another one little nitpick I also have again there, with Semon's last line there of him saying, "Grit those teeth." I don't know what he means by that, but it's kind of weird. But thankfully that's all forgiven with the final death. While the death there has himself a nice might be a little confusing there if you weren't paying attention to Semon's drill little piece. He's punching in Kyle's ring out. Then we see Kyle just phase out of existence, like he's just been Thanos snapped. Okay, not exactly how I expected this fight to go, but okay. Then Kyle then looks up at Semon with a spiral spinning behind him, which is again another good touch. With him then saying, "You'll make a good lantern." With his Green Lantern leaving him there and deciding to go with Semon. With Semon saying, "Just who the hell do you think I am?" with it then cutting off after that. And the ending analysis is also one of my favorites. With both of them being absolutely crazy insane, in there it gets into more obscure categories, where physical stats and all the other main categories just don't mean squat anymore. Or with them being able to destroy dimensions or consume them, which definitely is above everything. And also as well, Semon also beat SpongeBob for the fastest speed feat in the show, which is pretty crazy. Anyway, the three categories were just as creativity, willpower, and potential. Three categories we have never seen before or are going to see ever again. And which that kind of makes sense. And it's because this matchup is pretty darn crazy. Anyway, and I think that's about it. The track of Spiral of Emotions also goes hard. And the track name, Spiral of Emotions, fits perfectly with the fight, because I went through a Spiral of Emotions as well, with the main one being hypeness. Yes, I enjoyed the heck out of this matchup. I'm not sure I'm willing to say it's better than Ghost Rider vs. Spawn, mainly because Ghost Rider vs. Spawn is still very good there and has those great and awesome profile picture images inside the fight. But I definitely say Kyle vs. Semon is definitely at least he's my second favorite matchup of all time. So that's definitely something. And I guess I can kind of see why it came out so early. They wanted to do it there so they don't have to do it later. They did it there. They went through so much work and effort, and they added in so many good Easter eggs in the analysis and fight right there that I can see why they didn't want to have it wait for too long. So they just spit it out there. They're kind of early. And I'm not complaining, because it was a good fight. But now, let's get into the next time. The next time is Wile E. Coyote versus Tom the Cat. And, the Tournament of Champions winner itself. I talked about this matchup a couple times beforehand there, and my opinions still kind of stand of it there. But I should at least say it again there, because, well, again, it's been a few months since I last has made a video. I'm pretty sure a refresher is what everybody needs at this point. So Tom versus Wile is a pretty darn interesting fight. With it mainly winning there because as people saw Scooby versus Courage and saying, "Hey, that's pretty good. We need more of those ASAP." So that's what they did. And it won. Just ignore the fact that Kratos vs. Ozra came out before or Tom vs. Wile came out there, which but anyway, Tom vs. Wile is still gonna be a good but fun fight there with a lot of Toon Force antics going on. And I saw both of their analysis previews, and both of them have a lot of stuff to work with. Unlike the average human being there, I actually seen Tom and Jerry, more of Tom and Jerry than the average user does there, which is just seeing the 40s cartoon and just leaving it at that. But unlike those people, I actually seen the Tom and Jerry show, which I'm willing to argue is where Tom gets most of his crazy stuff there from. But I wasn't expecting all the other stuff there, including all the crazy stuff Wile has done. And I see this fight also being very close. Toon Force matchups there get very confusing at a time, but I think this one still seems like a pretty good win for Tom. both of them have done crazy stuff and have a lot of abilities. But Tom has himself 9 lives, and he can get those lives back there, meaning that he kinda can't die. And while Wily is hard to put down, I feel like he can die if Tom just hits him hard enough. And to my knowledge Wily doesn't have any feats there that could match Tom on destroying that meteor that would have destroyed Earth. Again, I'm gonna restate it there. So in one episode of the Tom and Jerry show, there's this cannon there. Made to destroy. There's a satellite made to destroy any meteors that would have hit the Earth or anything near the Earth there, including its satellites. Right. And during that same episode, Tom gains the ability to absorb electricity. And during his pursuit of catching Jerry, he absorbed the energy of that satellite. And when both of them realize that, they both panic there. With Jerry, and then both Tom and Jerry work together to get as many electronic devices together and hook them all up into Tom, so he can fire one powerful electric Kamehameha at that meteor, which that said meteor that was going to hit the Earth would have gone right through the Earth there, shattering it like a baseball through a window. I'm not the greatest at calculating feats there, but I'm pretty sure by eyeballing it there, that's at least planet level or planet level plus us there. So Tom is basically at planet level. Well, I'm not sure what level of power Wile E. Coyote is at there, or if all I know there is that he also had a Green Lantern ring. So, I guess we're getting back-to-back Lantern episodes. I guess. But anyway there, I'm still going to be rooting and betting for the cat Tom there to pull off this W. And I think that's about it. So, until we meet again there, and hopefully that break won't be as long as this break. And just remember, my name is Barry Tremblay, and I'm not extinct just yet.